I greet everyone. In today's lesson, we are still going to continue with reproduction, and specifically, we are going to focus on the female reproductive system. The female reproductive system is an organ which is made out of different parts, and each part it has a specific function. On the female reproductive system, we need to know to label all parts of the female reproductive system, and once we are done knowing all parts of the female reproductive system, we need to know the function of each part. And we are going to start with different parts of the female reproductive system. We have the ovary, we have the fallopian tube, which is known as the oviduct. The other name for the oviduct is the fallopian tube. Sometimes in other books, some of the examiners, they are not going to use the word fallopian tube, they are going to use the word oviduct. From there, we have the part which is known as the womb or the uterus. The womb or the uterus, and the uterus, it was supposed to be this space which is inside here. We also have a part which is known as the cervix. From the cervix, we have the vagina. From the vagina, we have the vulva. Now we are going to, from there now, after naming the parts, now we will go to the functions of each part. The function of each part. We are going to start with the valve. What is the function of the valve? It protects the vagina. The valve protects the vagina. What is the role of the vagina? The vagina, it is always inside. It is a part of the female reproductive system which is inside. What is its role now? It has two functions. One, it acts as a birth canal. It acts as a birth canal. This is where a baby comes out of the human's womb during the process of birth, comes through the vagina. The other function of the vagina, this is where an erect penis is placed and release semen. This is where semen is deposited. Semen is always deposited in the female reproductive system, which is known as the vagina. From there we go to the cervix. What is the function of the cervix? It protects the uterus. It protects the uterus. The cervix protects the uterus. The second function of the cervix, it separates the vagina and the uterus. It separates the vagina and the uterus. We go to another part which is known as the womb. What is the function of the womb? This is where the fetus develops. The fetus develops, grows in the part known as the uterus. The fetus develops in the uterus. We go to the other part which is known as the ovary. The ovary. What is the function of the ovary? The ovary has two functions. One, it produces female sex hormones. Why do I say hormones? Because they are two. The ovary produces the female sex hormones, estrogen and progesterone. Produces the female sex hormone, estrogen and progesterone. That is the first function. The other function of the ovary, it produces the egg cell. It produces the egg cell. It produces the ova. The other name for the egg cell is the ova. From there we go to the fallopian tube. There are two fallopian tubes. There's one fallopian tube to the left side. There's another fallopian tube to the right side. What is the function of those fallopian tubes? The function of the fallopian tube, the oviduct, it is where fertilization takes place. Fertilization takes place in the fallopian tube, and I said the fetus develops in the uterus. Now we have the uterus lining. What is the function of the uterus lining? Is where implantation takes place. Is where the fertilized egg fixes itself. The fertilized egg, the zygote, fixes itself in the uterus lining, and the process, once the zygote has fixed itself in the uterus lining, the process is known as implantation, or the process, it is called implantation. From there now, we'll go to the secondary characteristics which secondary characteristics which are always taking place in girls when they reach puberty stage. And these secondary characteristics which takes place in girls when they reach puberty stage, they are caused by two hormones, estrogen and progesterone. These two hormones, estrogen and progesterone, they cause secondary changes in girls when they reach puberty stage. Name the secondary changes which takes place in girls when they reach puberty stage. 1. The breasts they enlarge. 2. The sex organs they enlarge. 3. 3. The hair grows under the armpits and around the sex organs. Hair grows under the armpits and around the sex organs. 4. The menstruation cycle starts. And the menstruation cycle is a lesson which we are going to look in the next inset, which is controlled by the two hormones, estrogen and progesterone. Thank you.